Welcome to the sick minds of Matt and Eric. I just needed to interrupt because fuck you, Matt. That's why. Well, no, you know me. I'm Eric, and with me always is my good friend. There you go. Oh, we don't? Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Boulder's Gate. Boulder's Gate has been everything. That's the answer. What'd you eat today? Boulder's Gate. Uh, what'd you do today? Boulder's Gate. Have you showered today? Boulder's Gate. Yeah, it's basically yeah. It's just been Boulder's Gate all week. What about you? What have you done this week? Boulder's Gate. Oh, okay, okay, yeah. For what? They added Netflix to the Peloton. Oh shit! How much did your Peloton cost? About three for day. About three for day. No. I understand that life, man. Oh my god, it's so good. But it really has been just you, and I feel for you. But like that patch yesterday fucked all my saves. Fucked all my saves. Yeah. Well, it didn't crash until like you were streaming, right? Because it was running fine the day before. Literally, everything was running fine until yesterday. So whatever happened yesterday, and in your defense, they did release a patch, and then apparently that patch messed up everything to the point where they had to go back. Unfortunately for us, we played on a save file, and since they went back a version of the patch, we can't access that save file anymore. So yeah, yep. Yeah. So I don't know if you can't be the host anymore, or if it was literally just a API thing, or maybe it was a streaming thing. But in the meantime, I think somebody else should host until we figure it out. That way, it doesn't affect. Cause like the pain in the ass part was just I just wanted to change classes. I was trying so hard to just be like a cleric bard, and it just wasn't happening. We were all getting upset, and we couldn't blame you. We just like what the fuck. This is like, but like honestly, it was the only day. Yesterday was the only day that it really gave us issues. It's it feels like it. It feels like this came out the same time Grand Theft Auto 5 came out. No, it hasn't been that long, but it's been a long time. Like, yeah, I tried to get to. Yeah. I try to get you to play the paper game. Yes, I will. A matter of fact, you will like my character that I'm making right now because I am making a monk. I'm basically trying to make Goku at this point. Yeah. That Dude, honestly, that's why I thought you would like the paper game. Like, even though it's a tabletop game, the way it's meant to be played is with like little action, not little action figures. They're miniatures, but you would move it around, and we all take turns. That's why it was just like a no brainer. We just need a GM to come up with a little story or narrative and stuff like that, but the game basically plays itself. But this game is fucking fantastic. The rule implementation is so close to D&D 5e that it's wild. They had to change a few things, right? Like there's some things that just I don't know how they would code it, but they did an excellent job. Excellent job. Dude, I kid you not, Wizard is probably the worst class for starting off. It's an amazing class. You'll become ridiculously overpowered. We just have to convince you to stay behind us. You're a frontline champ. I've I thought the funniest moment, and I could not help but laugh, and I wish you could have saw the look on my face when you immediately walked up to a sarcophagus with water dripping on it, and you're just like open, and I'm just like, why, Dad? Why? Like, Wait, I think like literally all I said was, "Dude, really?" Like, oh my god. Well, yeah, honestly, it has devoured our week to the point where Matt was just like, "We should record." And I'm like, "Didn't we record on Sunday?" And you're like, "No." And I was like, "Oh god, okay." Like, I don't know what day it is. Yeah, dude, I've had it downloaded for so long that I didn't need to re-download it. I thought I did. I just opened it on GOG, and it was just like, "Hey, these are the two games that you've had saved on here forever." And one of them was Cyberpunk, and then the other one was that. And I was just like, "Oh, cool. All right, sweet." And considering there's a patch for Cyberpunk coming up, or a DLC for Cyberpunk coming up, yeah. I mean, my thing with GOG is that like, let's say something happens to Steam, right? And Steam is no longer a company. You lose all those games. I hope you like all the games that you have that you paid for on Steam. You lose access to them because they're like DRM. Now I'm sure they'll do something so like you can move the games, like any games that you have purchased will probably get moved over to whatever vendor, blah blah blah. But for GOG, it's just like, okay, well, if GOG goes under, they're DRM free. So I have the game already saved. It's mine. Like I could just move it onto a different hard drive and play it on a different computer. It is what it is. Mine is still on because I know we're gonna end up playing after this. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually really impressed with the battery life on the Xbox controller. Because when I say I've been playing nonstop, I mean you've gotten home from work, I was playing. You've woken up, I was playing. Until you just called me now, I've been playing. Like the game is, I've just been playing the game. That's it. I don't. It's a matter of fact, the only fluids that I've had today are like Gatorade and uh, I had some chicken today, so I guess that's I've actually had real food. I am really surprised of how well the multiplayer is. Like I for a very story driven game, the fact that the multiplayer is this good is so like it's so good. It's so good. That's all I can say. Well, yeah. So since Larian made it, they have their own launcher. I'm not sure if you noticed that. So like when you launch that game, it just connects you to their launcher, which they also have like Divinity Original Sin and what's the other one? Anyway, they got their own launcher. So it's the same thing with GOG. Whenever I launch the game, it just launches that launcher. It's the same launcher, so we'll be able to play together. It's just whenever you like invite your friend group, yours is gonna bring up the Steam menu, and mine's gonna bring up the GOG menu. So I'm just like, they have a direct like a little like a friend code basically. You just pop that in there, and boom, you start playing. Yeah. So it really doesn't matter. I know. It's unfortunate. So what would you rate the game? Okay, fine. I I do wanna play, you're right. Uh, I played the early access of it, and I could say that they cut out a lot of the beginning of the game because you used to have to, like I can tell you where it, like, gets very different. So, when you first meet, Lae'zel, she comes down, like, threatens you and everything like that. After you would fight, instead of going up that net, you used to be able to go to the left and then you would climb around the ship. Like you would get to the hull and everything like that, climb up the ship, and there were more things for you to battle up there, and there were cannons and stuff like that. So you can like activate those and whatnot. Now they got rid of all that and they streamlined it, so now you just kind of skip that part, go over towards where um, Shadowheart is. Um, this is all spoilers for anybody who hasn't played it, but we're not gonna. I don't think we should discuss anything more than the beginning ship, just because you can do so much. But after that, it's pretty much the same. Like, um, you go, you fight the demon thing that's fighting the. Oh, dude! the demon guy. I found out a little secret today, and I fucking did it today. I killed Lizelle. I killed Lizelle on this ship. But hear me out. Hear me out. It was worth it. So here's what happened today. I made a new character because all the saves are fucked. Uh, I went through and I noticed that like there's these giant purple containers. So I went and started grabbing them because they blow up for like 20 damage a piece. And I was just like, oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I started planting them all around the demon and the mind flayer. And then when the other two demons came, I took my caster and I fucking threw a fireball at those things, and it killed everything, including Lizelle, because she was still in range. So she instantly died. They all instantly died. I instantly leveled up, and when the ship crash lands, instead of having to look for Lizelle, literally, you know how the first body you see is Shadowheart. So she was fine. So I got Shadowheart, and right next to her was Lizelle, and she was just sitting there because she's dead. So I was like, whoop. I took the resurrection scroll off her body and rezzed her. Yeah. Uh, you want to know what else I've learned? If you go, before you go in there, if you go to the spell book and remove all of Shadowheart's skills, you can put like command in there and command the guy to drop his flame sword. So you just tell him drop your flame sword, and then somebody can just steal it, pick it up. We didn't have to fucking beat him. You just collect the sword and walk the fuck off. Yeah, it is. Yeah. So the way D&D works, it's like let's say I'm just gonna use smaller numbers here, but let's say you need 10 experience to go from 1 to 2. You'll need 20 experience to go from 2 to 3. Then you'll need 40 experience to go from 3 to 4. Then 80 experience to go. So it doubles each time. I think that was 4 to 5, dude. It was. But you have. Okay, well, so hear me out, right? Like a level 1 person is like a normal dude. It's just like imagine going to like Boston and just picking a fight with a normal dude. They're level 1. So a level 2 is already almost twice as strong as that. So you're thinking like at level 5, imagine running into Kid Goku, right? Like Dragon Ball. That's basically what you're fucking doing. No. I would say pre Kamehameha wave, but still, like he, you're still fucked, right? Like he could pick up a car basically at that point. Now they're not that strong in D&D, obviously, but like you're talking about superhuman strength. And then, but they made it basically so like a level 20 character in D&D is almost on par with that of like a god. So yeah, that's all I have to say with that. Oh, I knew about that. Well, he's very strong, but like if you you know in that second room where you have that wandering brain that was going back and forth, well, you can kill that brain and get the experience. But if you have the first the first brain with you, if you kill that brain, it will turn on you. And he's already one-shotting people, so imagine what he's going to do to you. Putting in some work. Putting in some work. Yeah, but now that I know about that trick, I kind of want to like do it. I kind of like. I mean, I'm already starting a new playthrough, so if Dan doesn't join us today, you'll jump in. Oh, he's okay. Cool, cool. Then never mind. Yeah, and then so this playthrough, since everybody wants to be up in the front, I decided to roll a 1 point into cleric and the rest into bard, and it's hilarious actually. Though I realize I fucked up because I took guidance and I have nothing in my wisdom. So I'm probably gonna have to go back to camp at some point to respec to do the exact same spec that I'm doing now, but actually fix up my spells because I'm not gonna be able to fix it because I'm not taking any more points into cleric. Well, I mean that's just D&D. Honestly, like if you have 70 or higher, you are doing really good. Cuz you got to remember like this is it's based off of the 20-sided die, right? So a 50-50 chance is a 10 or higher. So you already have a +5. Let's say you have +5 for your attack roll. That means their AC for a 50-50 chance is 15, which is about the same as yours. So there's like a that it makes sense to me. The 50-50 chance is not too bad, but there are other ways to make like to increase that. And that's what I'm working on right now. So once we get to like level 3 or 4, I'm going to work on getting us some spells so I always have advantages on hits. That way it brings up to like 88% or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. You're just like, "Oh, I'm going to save just to see what this reaction's going to be." I just don't know how we're supposed to beat that fucking hobgoblin, dude. Like the other two were so easy, but fighting that hobgoblin, and it's not even the fucking hobgoblin that's the problem. The problem is that mage that casts his fucking hold person on you. Yeah, greases, whatever. You could jump. That's the way it goes sometimes. Yeah. Oh, funny thing I found out about Shadowheart and why she was missing all the time. You know her Firebolt spell? That that uses her intelligence modifier, not her wisdom modifier, because she's a fucking half elf, and it's a cantrip that she gets from her bloodline. So it's the worst move that you can use on her. It's always gonna miss. You might as well just use Sacred Flame. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hold up, you weren't streaming that when Dan ended up going naked, did you? Because now we cannot stream. You might have to take that down, dude. You might have to like bring that video down. Uh, Jesus. That's too funny. Yeah, so far I played a little bit of all the races. I will say I think the most broken race class combination is a half orc fighter. Because if you take for you don't know this, but if you roll a critical, you roll twice as many dice, right? But for orc, you roll three times as many dice. And for champion specifically, instead of just landing a critical on a 20, it's a 19 and 20. And I think you can bring it all the way down to any if you roll a 17 or higher, it's a critical. So you'll be pulling off criticals all the time, and they'll be doing triple damage. Would it? uh 4.5 out of 5. Because man, it's fucking good. But it's a little glitchy from every once in a while. Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually playing with HDR off. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave it off because I've been having issues with other games. So but like I can only imagine what it looks like with HDR on. That's weird. I had to so today I had to move it from 120 to 119. I literally just moved it down one frame because I started to notice some tearing. And in my head, I was just like, I'm doing 4K at 120 frames a second. Something's not right, and I can't figure out what it. I know what it is. It's the FSR, but like, I don't. I didn't think I was gonna be running that high. Yeah, it is what it is. 60 is good for this kind of title. It's not like it's a very fast paced first person shooter. It's a tactical role playing game, so you'll be fine. You're not. This is one of the few games. You know what? I'm not even gonna say it. I was gonna say it, but then I changed my mind. I was I was gonna say this is one of the few games where if it was running at 30 frames a second, it's still fine. But I take it back. I take it back. Oh no 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 no! It's one of those like it's a story driven game. It's not fast paced. 30 frames a second is fine. I do not prefer 30 frames a second. Uh, a matter of fact, I'm at the point where anything under like 120 is starting to bother me, which is that's a different issue because I'm going to be spending a lot of money to get that frame rate. But it is what it is. Well, that's an old monitor, man. That's back in Florida days. Yeah. Yeah. 5 out of 5. For- I fucking love it. I mean, I'm still learning the controls because I'm playing on controller. Mouse and keyboard is definitely the way to go, but sometimes you just want to like, lay back and relax and do stuff with a controller. And this is one of those games for me. Yeah, they should have put in. I will say that they need to put in a confirm and turn, or at least put in a confirm and turn if you took no action or no. Yeah, like hey, you haven't used your action. Are you sure you want to end your turn? Yeah, dude, your camera is just like way out of focus. O- Okay. It is what it is. Jesus, everything on your computer's leave is just dying. Hey, look, there's a palm. Hi, palm. Oh man. There it goes. There it goes. Well, it's better this way because the other way you just look like a giant thumb. It was just like you're like, oh hey, I'll you will just do one of these things, and you know. Oh my god, what a South Park episode! Another one? Oh shit. Well, I'm not done with the game, but I can always tell you that I can tell you that the last Boulder's Gates have been excellent, and this is on par with those. So it is excellent so far, and it's because you're making your own story. There's a general story, right? But like, do you save the druids? Do you not save the druids? Do you go with the goblins instead? Like, there's so many options for you, and you don't have to be the good guy. You could be the bad guy because the story doesn't revolve around like good versus evil so far. But you make those choices. Yeah. And and we will, and we'll teach you how to play along the way. We'll teach you what we know, because I don't know. I don't play a lot of wizards. I know that you can learn your spells through scrolls. It just costs you money. uh, nice. You think they'll get the hockey players back? They already did? Oh, sweet. Good. What a great show. It was like, on like and the funny thing, like, I feel like it wasn't supposed to be as good as it was. Like, I feel like it was supposed to be a throwaway show, and it ended up just being so fucking good. Okay. Oh, okay. That's dude, for real. Sorry if you can hear my dog. Said, "Sorry if you can hear my dog." Okay. Yeah, I really don't have anything else going on. Um, I did buy an arcade stick. I think it just came in now. Like, I literally am hearing things downstairs, so I'm super excited about that. So the next time we talk, I will have a review. Nah, it wasn't that bad. It's just like the cost of a normal controller. I just wanted something that wasn't like, just I mean, look at this D-pad. It's not great, you know. Uh, Even that is still not as good as an arcade stick. Even if I had that, not fucking fantastic. Oh, hello, doggo. Dog's up here. Yep. She said hi back. Oh, what the heck? Yep. Well, yeah, but you're going to Florida, and then I have Boulder's Gate, so yeah. Be excellent to one another.